Okay, here we go. Jay Barino here, continuing StarCraft Remastered. We're on the final mission of the original StarCraft, Eye of the Storm.
Executor, our plan worked perfectly. The Zerg defenses are broken, and the way to the Overmind is laid bare. The time for our stand has come.
Indeed. My friends, this is our final hour. Not all of us may survive the coming conflict. Yet, death may be a blessing should we fail here. We seek now to destroy a foe that has ravaged its way across the universe, consuming all in its path. And now, it has reached the end of its long journey. The Overmind has come to destroy all that we hold dear, and assimilate us into itself. And I say to thee, this shall not come to pass. Ire shall not fall. Executor, I stand ready.
As do I.
Well, I guess all I have left is to see this through. The Zerg have taken everything from me. My home, my family, my friends. I know that nothing I do can bring those things back. But I'll be damned if I just sit on my hands and wait for the end. I want a piece of them, all right. I'm in.
Then let our actions speak for us. For Adun. For Ire.
Indeed. Destroy the Overmind. Tassadar, Raynor, and Zeratul must survive. Phoenix is absent this map. That's okay, that's just one less liability for us.
Executor, Tassadar, this comes too late to you. But the Conclave has witnessed your defeat of the Cerebrate. They know now that they cannot deny the necessity or the valiancy of your actions. We sought to punish you, while it was we who were in error. You represent what is greatest in us all, and all our hopes go with you. Entaro Adun,
You've not enough
sons of Ire.
Wow. Does that mean they're gonna send some backup for us?
Nope. Well, it's a touching little ending with the Conclave, but yeah, it's like way too late. So we can get some interceptors on Tassadar as soon as possible, and then we will focus on upgrades and taking some early expansions. So when I played this in Mass Recall, the attack waves are much larger, but they're way more predictable because they always attack in the same place typically, whereas in this, they can come from anywhere. Like this ramp might be getting hit. They might come over from the far left. I don't know. So there's a few different ways the enemy's going to come to us. So that's why we have to be a little more careful this time around, because this could get kind of crazy. And if we expand, we have to make sure we lock down expansions or decide which expansions, if we've held on to them long enough, if we're willing to let them go. That's kind of a big thing. Is there's going to be some situations I think where after a certain amount of time, I'm gonna be like, well, this expansion's paid for itself. It's just going to go, and that's okay. So the problem too, so there's a ramp here, and so the Zerg may come to us from over here. It's just a weird spot, so that's why I'm just gonna go ahead and load up the Gantra Thor. This is gonna be really, really useful, and then we're just gonna set up some more cannons and try to get to tanks as soon as possible. Jim Raynor will be very useful, I think, and we're just gonna stack tanks like right in this area. Maybe get another bunker, and then hopefully be good to go. So let's go ahead and set this up right here just in case. And then we've got probes. Most of our gas is going to be coming from our Protoss buddies. What I would really like to do, and let's take Zeratul and move up there, is take a Protoss expansion that has more gas added further up. But again, for now, what I'm mostly doing is just focusing on my Terran base to get some tanks. Because I always remember my Terran base getting hit a lot harder. But it really just depends on where the enemy decides to attack us over time, and then we're also going to get supply blocked. What I like is that the Terran and the Protoss symbols up here are a little more distinct, so they don't overlap, and it's not super in the past it wasn't super obvious which one was which. Kind of drove me crazy. Okay, so we want to come all the way up here and take this base, and then we'll set up some defenses as well. Okay, and let's grab an academy. Let's load this bunker up. And do I have an engineering bay? I do, so we need to get a lot of turrets. Next is more probes, mostly for gas, and I need to set up a lot more defense for my Protoss forces here. So We want to secure this ramp, which we can do with Zeratul for now. It's dangerous, though. And then a nexus here. And then a pylon here. And then we're gonna fortify this. So the big question is how well will this keep us alive for this moment? Okay, here comes some Zerglings, no big deal. Again, we're gonna keep the Hyperion right near the front. Keep in mind the AI in StarCraft 1, it's a little more random, so it's not gonna have those triggered really, really large attacks at a certain period of time. It's just based on how frequently they show up. So what I'm gonna do is set up some pylons down here, like one right here, and then over here, because again, the Zerg may end up coming through this area. They may not actually be able to get through here, I'm not sure, but either way, we have to just set up our cannons, our defense here. So let's also set up here. Defending the high ground would be a lot more effective, I'd say. And let's just get more turrets. So the beginning of this is a little hectic, just because, you know, we're working off low money and we have a lot of areas that we need to defend all at once. So as long as we can get some shield batteries and a couple extra cannons, I'll feel very safe, but we're just not there yet. Okay, well, there's one cannon that'll keep me safe. Again, it's also just staying alive against Mutalisks early on. Okay, I'm pretty happy with our Terran base right now. Let's try to get some basic upgrades going. And let's grab ground weapons as well. I don't want to make mass battlecruiser carrier this map. It's fun, but also it's something that I think everyone does, so I want to keep things a little fresh. You know, super fresh. All right, let's grab this. Gateway. There we go. We need to get some extra Dragoons out as soon as possible.
Research complete.
There we go, and now we can start making probes up here. Research complete might have been, yeah, it was siege tech, so we need to get siege tanks as soon as possible. So that's going to be the next thing. I'm honestly, I'm building a lot at my Terran base. Okay, tanks. Okay, they're already 1-0. And as you can see, again, they did walk up that ramp. Okay. And do we want to take another Terran base? We could take one down here, or we can go a little further down from where our current stuff is. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but the most important thing is just keeping my bases alive and well. Let's get one shield battery. I want to defend my current bases first. So we got the Gantrathor here, plus a couple Dark Templar.
Complete.
Okay, looks good. And then let's get a starport so that then we can get... actually, no, we need some supply depots. If they attack up in this direction, that'll be a problem. Okay, as long as we get these tanks set up here, and we'll get another one up over here, we should be pretty safe. And we are supply blocked. I don't need stim pack, that's fine. So that means we can spend some money on... That means we can spend some money on cannons. And I just don't want Mutalisks sneaking through my front lines. That's kind of the big thing right here. So we'll keep these Dark Templar here just in case. Let's get some more probes to saturate that new base with. We're gonna need a lot of gas over the course of this, which is why I'm just stockpiling it. It's all right. I'll need it later. Okay, we can't even make Dragoons. I'm really rolling the dice here with my Protoss base. So let's save, because who knows what can happen here. It's tempting to go and take another base as Terran. This one right here. It's just we'd have to set up a whole new defensive area for it. Okay, and then I'm going to set up some defense over here as well, because they could come from any direction. This is also a good area to put all of our Protoss tech, is over here. Okay, looking good, and then I'll just set up some more pylons. Any extra defense will be useful. Shield batteries in the occasional area. That was good timing looking at my cyber core there. Again, this does get pretty tricky later, which is why I'm not taking anything for granted. We do have to focus here and get through the first section without getting absolutely massacred. Very tempting to take this base, but not quite yet, I'd say. Not quite yet. Get this gas set up. All right, get mine in there. There you go. And then more probes. So minerals will slowly become an issue, but for now, I'd say we're pretty set. Okay, you guys move on up. Again, the Dark Templar will be useful at the beginning, but after a certain point, they're going to become a liability. So we're just going to set up a wall of cannons here. And that was good timing. I think 4 cannons should be more than enough to take care of 3 Mutalisks. Okay, and then I will set up just a couple cannons in the back. Guardians eventually will be a problem, and we have to start working towards countering them very fast. So what I'll do is I'll make a Stargate. I want to make a couple carriers and scouts, but I'm not going to be obsessed with it. Okay, send this guy over here. More tanks and a starport. Okay, and then armories. Armories. Let's get double armory. And just getting intermittent upgrades where we can afford them, for sure. Let's get shields first, actually. It's more expensive and we can't afford it, so let's do it. Okay, you mine there, and then we're going to set up more cannons just along the edge, just to be safe. This may also distract Guardians on their way in, and they'll leave us alone, if we're lucky. And if we can effectively use tanks, then I'm not that concerned about getting attacked in my Terran base. Okay, I would love to take this other base down here. Let's hotkey this. Okay, there are no lurkers, so we don't have to worry about having defense that can move, but that defilers will burrow and cause us grief in the future. So what I'm going to do is let's get some gateways set up here. Let's get a robo facility, and I will not make a Reaver. I refuse. Okay, so let's send these guys. Let's transfer some probes. We've got a nice setup over here. Again, going a tad overboard on cannons, but I think it's worth it. And I will send an SCV down here, but it's semi-suicide. I don't want to go super overboard. Okay, repair. Okay, and let's just get vehicle and ship weapons for now, and then more. I didn't mean to lift that, but it doesn't matter. It's got a lot of space back here. That's good. And then until our science facility's done, we can't build anything there. I need a Citadel of Adun to get some basic upgrades. I can get a second forge. And I think, this is crazy, but I think I want to get just a couple scouts, because then I can chase down Guardians, the inevitable Guardians. Just leave them right in the middle of my base. Let's get 2 scouts, and we can get some speed on them as well.
Add-on complete.
Okay, and then we do want to defend this area heavily. So let's get this defense set up. Yes, sir. Get like 4 or 5 tanks. Maybe not that many. Like 3 tanks should be enough. Okay, this is done. We can get a physics lab. I probably won't nuke. I could research it though if I so choose. All right, so they're coming up here. Not on one of the Ultralisks. It worked. Okay, we did kill the Ultralisks. That's pretty good. And what we're gonna need to do, what we're gonna want to do, is send. Can we save it? No, we can't, because I can't select an SCV. Unfortunately, down it goes. That's okay. We'll make some new ones. Okay, and what we need to do is set up a boatload of defense here. Double bunker. Actually, the ramp is right there, so we wanna kind of stagger these sort of this way. That should do it. And send these tanks down here. I'm still gonna leave the other tanks at home just in case. Okay, and then the next step is gonna be setting up a boatload of. The next step is gonna be setting up a boatload of. You guys load on in. Of production structures. So let's get an observatory. And a fleet beacon. There you go. And then just make more pylons. Okay, and we can continue getting our upgrades here. That's good. And let's just make more turrets. Seems prudent. And we're just going to need a lot more barracks to make this effective. Barracks and turrets. It's like a turret right there. We need to load these bunkers up too, though, so. Okay, that's actually the perfect amount of Marines, and we want to use, well, we really only need 1 Firebat, realistically. The Firebats can contribute quite a bit. Okay, this is getting built, and we've got a Vespene geyser right there. You know what? I can build a nuke silo, because it'll be fun. The next step is we want to start making some Goliaths to move out, and then we need a couple Wraiths to chase down Guardians. That's good, and then keep making... If I didn't know any better, this would be a Protoss... I'm sorry, a Terran campaign. Observer sight range, and let's get an observer.
Upgrade complete.
I was going to say SCV, that is not your forte. Okay, we got some Guardians already. Let's move on down here if we can get the Hyperion down here in time. Okay, and then you guys move on down. We only need to just kill this one Guardian, and I'll be pretty much safe. If we lose one bunker, it's not the end of the world. Okay, and this is where things are going to be getting kind of crazy, because there's just units everywhere. No. Just kill this. Okay, and then just start making SCVs. And we can start making SCVs up here as well, and let's rally them down here. We are antagonizing the Zerg actively by being here, which is dangerous. Okay, but I do plan on sieging down that whole area. Okay, come on over here, finish this, and then repair this. We're going to load these guys in. Okay, and then we just need boatloads of turrets in this area. Just a lot. Okay, repair Raynor. And then make covert ops. And just keep making stuff here. And then Raynor, just keep chasing these down. I did make Wraiths, and they're probably... Here they are. Wraiths, come on down. They're just going to keep hitting us over here, and then as we make more and more tanks, we can start sieging down that whole area from the upper area, and then we'll start pushing from the other direction with Protoss units. What I need is a Templar Archive. I think I'll have enough money with just the bases that I have. I don't want to be too careless about it, but I think I should have enough. Okay, let's get some observers. Marine, come on down.
Yes.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, great. And now we can mine, and we're just going to need more and more refineries. I think the possibility of plague is going to be the annoying part. I should have just made this stuff right on the edge. Okay, keep getting those upgrades. Upgrades and upgrades. And upgrades. L at Lex is L. And now it's more Vespene, actually. Okay, harvest here and harvest here. I've got the scouts. I need scout movement. Well, I don't need it, but I guess it would just be nice to have. Okay, this is pretty good, and here comes purple. Again, I think with this extra base here, we should have more than enough. What I'm gonna actually do... I can't really fit it here, can I? Nah, I can't. Okay, the Queen's gonna be annoying because they're gonna be killing my port tanks. We just want to layer this area in turrets. They may drop Hydralisks on top of it. Okay, just keep making tanks. There's the plague. That's just gonna keep happening. Okay, and then let's get a science vessel. And then vehicle weapons, and keep making lots and lots of these. Battlecruiser upgrades never hurt anybody. Okay, and now it's gas. Now it is definitely gas. We've antagonized the Zerg into attacking us like this. Okay, let's back up. Yeah, that guy, he will come back. Okay, and as you can see, they're sort of going around us. Apparently, I made a bunch of observers. That's unnecessary. Queens, no, get away! I know what they're trying to do. The range on that is absurd. Okay. Faster observer sight range. I don't need scout movements. What I need is upgrades and then basic units for the most part. I just want to focus on, again, just want to be pumping out upgrades like crazy. We're going to clump up to go to attack with a mixed force, and it's going to be really cool, and then we're going to get plagued, and it's going to be awful. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's back up. We gotta pull these units into my... Oh, my God! Jim Raynor. Just repair him, please. Okay, cool. That worked. The defense that I set up was good. As you can see, not a joke. Okay, but I still need more defense from Guardians. So we're going to make more Wraiths. Let's move these tanks down here. The tanks and Goliaths we're going to move. Let's move this whole group down. And we're going to start sieging away at this base because it's awful. Oh, there's more Scourge. No. Back up. Repair. We need more SCVs, and we're going to need more gas. I could start attacking down at the other end of the map. Okay, unfortunately no range upgrade. Okay, so we are going to siege up and start getting rid of these buildings. This whole area is going to go down. Okay, so we need to hit the Spore Colony so that we can start getting there with a Wraith to get rid of the Guardians. Okay, and this is going to be a little messy, but it's going to work. Again, I did focus a lot on my Terran side of stuff. Okay, we need a lot more. We need a lot more factories. Okay, move on down. What's going on over here? That's fine. And now we've got gas, so we can start making Archons. And we can start continue, or I should say we can continue getting upgrades. Let's keep getting shields.
We are under attack.
Okay, ship weapons, infantry armor. Nothing's getting through this. Okay, we have one observer, and we're going to start pushing in from the other end here very, very soon. I really wish there was an auto repair option. That would be so nice, but unfortunately, nothing like that exists. Well, let's go ahead and unsiege.
Upgrade complete.
Move up and around. And we can start getting rid of this tech. Seems like most of the enemy tech is in this particular location. Okay, Jim Raynor is alive. That was so dicey when all those Scourge were flying in. You know what? Let's save. But when all those Scourge were flying in on him, oh my word. Okay, and then let's rally down here with Goliaths, and then we got some battle cruisers as well. Then meanwhile, we're gonna make some Archons and then carriers. Not too many. Okay, and then Zealots and Dragoons. Come on. Warp, and then where's Zeratul? Just stay way over here, Zeratul. Okay, did we get plagued, or what happened here? I'm not sure. Either way, we have enough stuff here to be wiping this out, and then we're just gonna keep rallying Marines, and we're gonna inch up here and keep taking out their tech where possible. Okay, on siege, we're gonna move up. I'm not concerned about ensnare. Okay, between some battle cruisers and a couple wraiths, we should have more than enough. Okay. Looks good, and then this is one side that is basically gone. Let's keep inching forward with observers here. I want to be able to see where we need to go. Obviously, what am I thinking? The overlords, yeah, they can still see us. So not much room for idle banter this time, because a lot goes on this map. Vehicle plating next. We're gonna need more pylons soon. And as long as I can continue upgrading, as long as stay on par with the enemy in terms of upgrades, I'll feel very safe. Carrier has arrived. We've got the pylons coming up. Let's just grab these, lure these into us. Nope. Okay, very good. And what I can do is start going down this ramp, or we just keep pushing, and I think we will just push. I think we'll just push down in this area. Hyperion is safe. You guys keep mining. Again, I've spent a lot of time with the Terran, but I think it's been effective. And it's been luring them away while I get into position with my Protoss forces, who should be doing the heavy lifting here, but they're not. That's okay, though. And then, we'll have the backup, which is good. What's going on over here? I don't know. Okay, and then upgrades. Ground weapons level 3. Shields level 3 is finishing now. It always takes one extra bar of time Okay, let's move on down. Ooh, Dark Swarm. Look at you, Zerg. Look at you. Okay, I have to wait for that to dissipate. Absolutely have to. All right, so we're gonna move all these down here. We'll siege down the colonies from further away. I don't have room for a nuclear silo, so I'm just not gonna do it. Ship plating is H. Another carrier. Start getting those interceptors. We will go and attack soon. I'm not gonna attack with my heroes like I did in Mass Recall. I'm a little too afraid of plague on my heroes. Okay, let's move on down here. And unlike my meticulous pushing with Terran, we are just gonna blast through the enemy base with Protoss. Dark Templar, I think, are better at defending, so I'm just gonna leave them. Jim Raynor's hang out in the back. Jim Raynor was a hero. I feel like I've used my heroes effectively this map. Okay, and then the rest of you can start moving down. Okay, move on in. Move on in. Didn't I have another battle cruiser? Did it get destroyed? Might have gotten scourged. Okay, now we're gonna rally down here. We're gonna make Goliaths who really like to run into enemies. And another machine shop. The fact is, I could make more production structures, but there's so much happening on different sides of this map at all times that I get very easily distracted. We're actually almost to the Overmind. He's once you get to the purple base, he's there.
Good day, Commander.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get a couple more wraiths, and then battle cruisers. Rally them up down here. Okay, and then let's rally more tanks, and then more Goliaths, and then make more supply depots. Gotta get up to 100. Yamato gun, please. Okay, and then all of my gateways we want to rally down here so that that stuff doesn't get stuck. Just keep making zealots and dragoons like crazy. Upgrades, how we doing? Still going? Still going, that's good. Okay, again, a little messy, but I'm actually pretty happy with how this has been going. What is this? Okay, it's a Goliath. I was like, if that is Jim Raynor, I am gonna lose my goddamn mind. I see a pretty large group here. I want to lure these into my group. We've got the attack upgrades, so I'm very, very comfortable. Let's go. Let's go. Again, we've distracted Red by attacking their upper left base enough. So we should be able to attack into here with virtual impunity. Okay, unsiege. Gonna move up with one tank. Let's see how this goes. Okay. I'm sorry, Wraiths. I'm sorry, Wraiths. You didn't deserve it. You didn't deserve it. Get up with the battle cruiser. They're only 1-1. We have a huge upgrade advantage on them at this point. Attack upgrade, at least. Okay, that's done. You guys move on down. And we're going to start pushing into purple. This is where things start getting kind of crazy. We need more anti-air down here, I'd say. We have Goliaths, but we're going to need more. Okay, so this is why we just need to start spamming Goliaths. That's a lot, but that's what we need. I'm going light on the tier 1 with the Terran. Meanwhile, we've already pushed through here. We want to push towards the Overmind with the Protoss now, and let's go ahead and start getting more carriers. Pylons, huh? Okay, that's how you're going to do me? That's how you're going to do me, game? Okay, meanwhile, yeah, we're going to start pushing into purple with Protoss. Just get in there, and then, again, purple is very heavily distracted with what we're doing up here. So that means we're going to auto-attack with all this stuff and meet in the middle. And we need, apparently, just pylons. We're going to start hemorrhaging money here, but I think we can win with this attack. I'm not really paying attention, which is very bad news. One of the most important things is we found our way into purple's base. My Protoss forces are very spread out, and they're chasing overlords. But we've met up. We are together, and we're pushing in towards the blasted Overmind. Good lord. Losing my mind. And this is kind of fun because we're converging on the Overmind. We've got tier 3 units, we've got tier 1 units. Everybody's doing their part. Hit him with a Yamato. Oh yes, we've done it. All right, this is exciting again, and we beat it. We beat it in an interesting way, which I'm very, very happy about. We've got a line of tanks protecting our flanks. Look at this, Goliath's fighting alongside Dragoons. It's like path block central. All right, let's get rid of this. There we go, and a Wraith. Was that a Wraith I saw that fired once before it died? No, it was a Goliath.
The Overmind has been weakened, but I fear we have sustained severe damage ourselves. I will steer the Gantrathor into a collision course with the Overmind. If I can channel enough of the Dark Templar's energy through the hull of the Gantrathor, I should be able to bring swift death to the accursed abomination. Remember us, Executor. Remember what was done here today. May Adu watch over you.
Good old Tassadar. We should have brought our heroes with us. It would have been a little more roleplay and fun. But I think someone like Zeratul would have been. We'd have to babysit him. Either way, that was fun. Again, we didn't do the whole victory fleet thing, so it was pretty cool to get a nice mixture of forces in there. And we've completed the original StarCraft. We will be moving into Brood War next. But I hope you enjoyed this. There's not much time to sit around on this map. It's all early on. You just really got to macro hard, otherwise the enemy will out-upgrade you, and you can see the enemy attacks were getting pretty large around the time we were looking to start attacking with those air attacks. All right, let's watch the final cinematic. As the chaotic swirling energies subsided, a heavy silence settled over the battlefields of Ire. Due to Tassadar's noble sacrifice, the Overmind was now dead, and the Zerg swarms were scattered and broken. But as the heroes surveyed their once glorious homeland, they realized that their victory had cost them all but their lives. Ire was left nothing more than a smoldering ruin. Those few Protoss who survived the final battle could only wonder what the future would hold for their race. And far away on the distant planet Char, Kerrigan, the self-styled Queen of Blades, knew that the time of her ascension was at hand. I mean, you don't have to be so creepy about it, Kerrigan. No one's watching you. We've done it. We've done it. Eye of the Storm has been taken out. Oh, we got the nice little credits here. This isn't how they used to play. I think it was over the space overlay. Yeah, we can watch the credits. We do a little retrospect here. StarCraft Remastered. Honestly, not much retrospective. It's the original game, right? It just looks a little better. I had never played the original StarCraft on my channel, so I'm taking this as an opportunity. I understand I played Mass Recall before, but it's not quite the same game. Mass Recall is noticeably different. The story is the same, yes. So that's why I always say if you're a casual player and you're interested in experiencing the first StarCraft and you want to play through for the story, I think Mass Recall on easy or even normal is for you. The original StarCraft is frustrating. It's old and it has not really aged that well, and I think Remastered was created specifically for the people who still play it. It's not drawn in many new folks. Already the non-Korean ladders have been dropping in terms of the amount of people playing because it's just a very high skill ceiling, and even it's a high skill floor and a high skill ceiling. So it's just an old game. Again, the way that a lot of the mechanics work, it's not that easy to break into. I don't think there's anything wrong with admitting that. So many people were excited for Remastered, and then I bet most people bought it, maybe played through the campaign, and then never got on the ladder. I know I probably won't. I might check out some used map settings, though. But used map settings was popular in a day and age when a lot of folks who were playing it were younger. That's why we have that nostalgia for used map settings. And we didn't have the money to buy more games, so you could play used map settings for an interesting experience and play the same one over and over, 100 times. But now there's so much more variety. We're just in a whole different world in terms of digital media, where used map settings doesn't really have the same flavor as it used to. Now things get stale a lot faster, which is why I think the Remastered hype, it exploded outside of Korea and then it's gone, or it's already gone, which is a shame, but I think it was expected. I talked about this on one of the DPS podcasts as well, where this game was created, I think the remaster was really for Koreans who were still playing this like crazy in cyber cafes. It's just really, really popular over there. Whereas, for example, in North America, I think some people are like, oh my god, StarCraft Remastered, I love this game, it's nostalgia. Most people admitted it was nostalgia, but then, you play the game and then you're done with it. There's no more hype. There's not going to be like a big esports scene, I think, in North America for StarCraft Remastered. But again, in Korea, it's huge. So good for them. I'm glad. But I think it was just funny because StarCraft 1 notoriously has a very elitist fan base. Obviously not everybody, but if you go on the StarCraft subreddit, which is a very fickle place, but people on there that love StarCraft 1, they only love StarCraft 1, and they'll have tirades against StarCraft 2. Again, that's their prerogative, but I just think like you're hanging out on a forum that's primarily StarCraft 2 at this point for no other reason but to just shout at people on why StarCraft 1 was better. This game's old. It's old, and new young folks I don't think are going to be really drawn to it. Again, maybe the campaign, because it's when you play a sequel of something, you're like, I guess I'll go back and I'll play the first one. Sure, but the sequel is just way more accessible in terms of the single-player casual experience. It's significantly more accessible, and especially ladder. And that's kind of the problem StarCraft 2 has too, though, is because it's not that accessible in the grand scheme of gaming. I mean, it's definitely not. But StarCraft 1, even worse. It's way less accessible than even StarCraft 2. And StarCraft 2 is a game where you lose your whole army in the span of a second and a half, and then you leave the game. If you think that is inaccessible, StarCraft 1 is significantly worse. All right, we don't need to watch the Brood War credits. Let's get out of here. Cool, we've done it. Thanks everyone for watching. That was my little rant about StarCraft Remastered. I think it's a great game. It's not something I'm going to be getting into the multiplayer of, and most people aren't. Most people where I live definitely aren't, but if you're in Korea, more power to you, because I know that this is what you really wanted. I will be playing the Brood War campaign, so hang in there, and looking forward to it. I'll see you next time. Bye now.